Hey, welcome. Today we're going to dig into a really fascinating question that comes straight from the original teachings of the Lord Buddha. And it's this: do you really know about the 4 types of samadhi or concentration and where each one actually leads?
A lot of us get into meditation to find a little bit of peace and quiet in this crazy world, right? But is that it? Is that the final destination? Or is it maybe just the first stop on a much, much bigger journey? Well, let's find out.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start by asking if these are really 4 different paths to the same goal. Then we'll look at the Samadhi of happiness, the Samadhi of insight, and the Samadhi of mindfulness. After that, we'll uncover the one path that's said to lead to true liberation. And finally, we'll see how you can actually practice this by looking at your own inner world.
Okay, so 4 paths, 1 goal. Let's start unpacking these different types of concentration. You see, it's so important to get this. Not all concentration practices are built to do the same thing. The original teachings lay out 4 really distinct types of samadhi, and each one has a very specific job.
So the first type, this is probably the one most of us are familiar with. It's called Dittadhamma Sukhavihara Samadhi. Big word, I know. But it just means concentration for pleasant abiding in the here and now. It's all about developing this deep focus to create a feeling of just profound peace and joy right here, right now.
Yeah, so the whole goal here is to feel good. And it works. You experience this incredible peace and bliss during your meditation. It's like a temporary escape, a beautiful, joyful state. It's a wonderful refuge from all the stress of life. But, and this is a huge but, it's temporary.
And this is the part we really have to get. According to the original teaching, this state alone, as amazing as it feels, it does not lead to liberation from suffering. It's a beautiful resting place for sure, but it isn't the end of the road. It doesn't uproot the deep causes of our suffering.
All right, let's move on to the second type. This one's called Jnana Dasana Patilabha Samadhi. This one is all about developing special knowledge, maybe even vision. It's for practitioners who want to see beyond what our normal, everyday senses can pick up.
So what's the goal here? It's about gaining specific knowledge, or maybe even seeing visions of things like other realms of existence, heaven or hell. You can see how this taps into our deep curiosity about the big mysteries of life, right? It's a path of exploration.
And here we go again with that crucial refrain. Gaining these special insights, seeing these incredible visions. It might be fascinating, it might satisfy a deep curiosity. But the teaching is clear. This knowledge, on its own, doesn't free the heart. It doesn't deal with the underlying defilements.
Okay, now we're getting to something that is huge today, mindfulness. The third type is Sati Sampajanya Samadhi, and this is exactly what it sounds like: concentration for mindfulness and clear comprehension. It's the practice of just watching your thoughts and feelings come and go. The goal here is to get to this state of crystal clear awareness in the present moment. You're just observing what your mind is doing, but you're not getting swept away by it. And this is an incredibly powerful tool. It helps us see our habits and brings a lot of calm into our lives.
But for the third time, we hear the same thing. Even this state of pure mindfulness by itself does not lead to liberation from suffering. And why is that? Well, think about it. Simply observing gives you space, which is amazing, right? But if that's all you do, you're just watching the movie of your mind. You're not dismantling the projector that's creating the suffering in the first place. So, if all these common goals don't get you there, what does?
And that brings us right to the heart of what we're talking about today. If pleasant feelings, special visions, and even pure, clear mindfulness aren't the ultimate goal, then what is? This is where we get to the 4th and honestly the most important type of samadhi.
And you can see the difference is, well, it's profound. The first 3 paths are all about changing your experience, making it feel better, making it more interesting, or just making it clearer. But the 4th path, it's about changing the very foundation of experience itself. We're not talking about a temporary fix anymore. We're talking about a permanent solution. And here it is, Asavakaya Samadhi. This is the one. This is the only form of concentration that the original teachings say has one single direct purpose: to completely destroy the asavas, those deep-rooted mental poisons like greed, hatred, and delusion that are the source of all our suffering. This is it. This is the direct path. So you see, this practice is way more than just watching. It's about becoming a kind of scientist of your own mind. You're not just observing, you're investigating.
You look so closely at every little piece of your experience that you start to see its fundamental building blocks. And when you see them that clearly, you naturally begin to dismantle the whole machine that creates suffering.
So, okay, how do we actually do this? It sounds complicated, but the practice itself is about observing everything that happens through a specific framework, the 5 khandhas, or aggregates. Just think of these as the 5 basic components that make up every single moment we are conscious.
So this table here kind of breaks down the anatomy of any given moment. First, you've got rupa. That's your physical body, your senses. Then vedana. A feeling pops up. Pleasant, unpleasant, or just neutral. Right after that, your mind slaps a label on it. Oh, that's a memory. That's sanya, or perception. And then comes samkara, which is your reaction, your thoughts about it. And underneath it all is vijnana, just the basic awareness that something is even happening. That's it. Every single experience you have is just a mix of these 5 things.
Okay, let's walk through how this works in real time. Imagine a memory of an old argument just pops into your head. That's sanya. Immediately, this yucky, unpleasant feeling comes with it. That's vadana. Then you start thinking, ugh, I should have said this, I can't believe they said that. That's sankara. Now the key, the real practice, is to see that whole chain reaction not as my terrible memory that's ruining my day, but just as an impersonal process, just khandhas arising and ceasing. And in that tiny moment of seeing it that way, you find a little bit of freedom.
So why does taking things apart like this matter so much? Why is it so liberating? Well, it totally changes your relationship with your own mind, especially with your thoughts. It all boils down to seeing the crucial difference between 2 kinds of thoughts.
And this right here, this is a total game changer. The teachings explain that so many of our thoughts just pop up, they appear out of nowhere, right? That's just old conditioning at work. They are not your intentional creation, which means they don't create karma. The karma, the thing that causes future suffering, that only gets created when you intentionally react and start thinking about that thought. The freedom is in that little gap, that space where you notice the thought and choose not to jump on the train.
And this is really the ultimate point. That angry thought, that anxious memory, it's not you. It's just sankara and sanya doing their thing, arising and ceasing like clouds passing in the sky. When you can truly see that, you stop taking it all so personally. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that can simply watch them come and go.
So, let's wrap this all up. What we've seen today is that going after peace or insight or mindfulness, those are all really valuable things to do. They're great steps. But the ultimate goal, the final destination taught in the original teachings, is the complete and total end of suffering. And that's achieved by seeing the impersonal nature of these 5 khandhas. The best part? This path is available to you in literally any moment just by watching how your own mind works.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. What if you knew, really knew in your bones, that every single thought and every single feeling was just a temporary event passing through, something you didn't have to own or believe or fight with? How would that change the way you experience your own mind? Thank you for joining this explainer.